Toronto condo market is still not looking good. Even with Bank of Canada's back-to-back rate cuts, I can still see prices not going up for another 8 to 12 months from now. So what does it mean if you're a seller in this market? I would suggest to wait it out and not sell. And on the flip side, if you're a buyer in this market, there are going to be good amount of opportunities for you for another 8 to 12 months from now. So do stick around till the end of this video, as I will be discussing in detail what exactly is happening in Toronto's real estate market and where the market is headed. So without wasting any time, let's get right into it. So first, let's address to the elephant in the room, that why condos are struggling. So condo market is primarily driven by investors and as well as first-time home buyers. And right now, they both are missing from the market. And why investors are missing from the market right now is, or why they're not getting into the market, or why they are getting rid of their condos from the market, is because the numbers are not working for them. Majority of the investors are in negative cash flow. Here's the stat by Urbanation. Urbanation is a real estate consulting firm, and they're stating that majority or more than 80% of the investors are in negative cash flow, which is pretty significant. And further, why first-time home buyers are missing is because of affordability factor due to high interest rate cost. The monthly carrying costs are high for them. And secondly, there's a high price gap between renting and owning a property and servicing those monthly mortgage payments. Let me quickly show you a quick example or quick comparison between renting versus buying as of today in downtown Toronto. So as of today in Toronto, you can find one bedroom condo for about like 23 to 2400, and on the flip side, you can find a one bedroom condo to buy for about $550,000. And the variables or the numbers I've taken as someone who's putting down 20% down, and amortization period is 25 years, and the interest rate I've taken slightly on the higher end, that is 480. So as per these numbers, your monthly carrying cost, inclusive of your principal, interest, maintenance fees, and property taxes, is going to be $3130. So here we can see the price gap between renting and servicing that mortgage payment is high. The gap is high. And once that gap starts to decrease, then we will see first-time home buyer leaning towards buying, and they will start entering the market. Further, here's the reason at the start of the video I said that I don't see a price growth for condos for another 8 to 12 months or an year or so. And the reason for that is more supply is coming to the market. So here's the stat of condo completions in the Greater Toronto area. And in the year of 2024, you can see that we saw the highest number of condos being built and delivered to the market. And in the year of 2025, that's going to climb up to 40,000, just north of 40,000 units in the year of 2025. So, and now some might speculate that this might crash the market. Well, I don't think so. Reason one being there's a pent-up demand, and reason two is that cutting down of interest rates by Bank of Canada will incentivize some first-time home buyers to enter the market. So the combination of these two factors will help absorb some level of supply in the year of 2025 and as well as in the year of 2026. And by the year of 2027, 2028, chances are very, very high we're going to run into the same problem of supply, because right now developers are not building, and that's why we can see this low level of projection in the year of 27 or 2028. So if you're a buyer in this market, I would suggest to buy with a long-term perspective to stay in the market for at least 5 years, and beyond that you'll do pretty well. And if you're a seller, I would suggest if you can hold on at least for a couple of years for now, because by then chances are high the market conditions will change in your favor. So now let's go ahead and check out what exactly is happening in Toronto condo market. So first, let me explain what type of market we are exactly in, and to understand that we need to calculate month of inventory. Month of inventory is basically the absorption rate, or at the rate the properties are being bought by the consumer in the market. If the month of inventory is between 1 to 3 months, we're in a seller's market. And if the month of inventory is between 4 to 6 months, then we're in a balanced market. And if the month of inventory is beyond 6 months, then we're in a buyer's market. So in downtown Toronto, in CO1 area, which is basically core of downtown, CO1 is south of Bloor Street to north of Lake Ontario to east of Dufferin to west of Yonge Street. In this specific pocket, you can find cluster of condos. So in this specific pocket, we are sitting at 5.3 month of inventory. So that's kind of in a balance to buyer's market. And if you notice, in the month of 2024, we were sitting on 7 months of inventory. So over the time period of September 24 to October 24, we have shifted from buyer's market to balanced market. In my opinion, this number is a bit skewed and this is not correct. I still think we're in buyer's market. Reason being, there's a difference, because in September 2024, we were sitting at 1,695 listings, and now the listings have come down. But over the same timeline, the sales have not increased drastically. So that's the difference. And that's why I still think we are in a buyer's market. And the reason why the active listings have decreased over the 1 month period is because right now, what I'm seeing by working the ground level is that there are sellers are pulling out their listings from the market. Either they are renting it out to someone, or they intend to relist it in the month of or during the early spring of next year with an anticipation that the market will be better then, because right now they have not got the price what they were expecting. So that's the reason the number of active listings have come down, and that is why month of inventory has also come down. Further in continuation, I'm going to talk about Greater Toronto area for all property types, which means detached, semi-detached, townhouses, condos, condo townhomes, all property types. We are sitting at 3.6 month of inventory, more or less in a balanced market. And primarily we are in balanced market is because of freehold properties, because freehold properties, that is detached, semi-detached, townhouses, freehold townhouses, they are doing pretty okay. There's still competition for those. So now let's go ahead and see how the condo market has performed year over year and month over month. So here's the trend line of benchmark prices since October 23 to October 2024. And if you notice the prices from October 23 to October 24, they have come down about by 8%, but the number of sales have increased by 30% over the same time period. And the active listings have increased as well by 11% over the same time period. And if you do a month over month comparison, the benchmark prices have increased by about by 3%, more or less the same. Number of active listings have increased by 30%. So as the number of sales are increasing, this goes to show that the consumer confidence is coming back slightly. I'm not saying the prices or there's going to be aggressive price growth, but what we're noticing by working in the ground level is that many buyers, which we were working with them for quite some time, who are sitting on the sidelines, they have started to enter the market slowly and steadily. But we'll see how things pan out. I'm not trying to say or throw a narrative that the market is going to pop or the market is going to go crazy. I think we will see a slow and steady growth, which is a good thing. But we will also have to see other external factors. For example, how Bank of Canada cuts the rate, how aggressively they cut the rates further. It depends upon that as well. And the active listings over the same time period, that is September 24 to October 24, have decreased by 5%. All right, let's go ahead and now take a quick peek at what price point the condos are being sold. And also, if you made this far to the video and if you got any questions about real estate, you can book a call with me by clicking on the first link mentioned in the description below. So here's the data of all condos in 416 area, that is Toronto proper, at what price point the condos are being sold. So if you see, the maximum amount of condos have been sold between the price point of 500 to 599, and the second highest condos which are being sold within the price point of 600 to 699. So in this category, mostly we can find 1 bedrooms and 1+10s. So the maximum amount of condos are being sold in the city of Toronto are 1 bedroom or 1+10s. And the third highest category we're looking at is between the price point of $400,000 to $499K, and that is 241 condos was being sold in this price range. In this price point or this price range, we typically find 1 beds or studios. Studios typically tend to have a good cash flow, so that's why we're seeing they have started to move as well. And the fourth highest category is between $700,000 to $799, and we can see 219 condos was sold in that price range. So let's go ahead and do a quick condo occupancy analysis in downtown Toronto, in downtown core. So as of today, in second week of November, there are total 1,450 condos available for sale. And out of those total condos, 314 condos are tenanted. So this goes to show that 21% of the total condos currently listed for sales are owned by investors. And second category we're looking at is vacant property. So out of those total condos which are listed for sale, 716 are vacant properties which are listed for sale. So out of these total properties, that is 716, I can tell you by working in the ground level that 50% of these condos are also owned by investors, and 50%, about 50% roughly, are owned by actually end users who have moved on to their next properties and they're trying to sell these properties. So as a whole, as of today in downtown Toronto, I would say 20% are owned by investors for sure, because we can see it's tenanted. And out of these 20 to 25% are also owned by investors. So I would say about 40 to 50%, give and take, in total would be owned by investors in downtown Toronto. So third category is owner occupied, where out of the total condos currently listed for sale, 385 are owned by actual end users who are trying to sell the condos. That's going to be about 26%. And the fourth category is owner and tenanted, where the owner lives in the condo and they rent out a certain portion of the property. So that's very less, that's less than 1%. So now let's go ahead and now I'm going to give you a perspective of Greater Toronto area market as a whole, which includes all property types, that is detached, semi-detached, townhouses, condo townhouses, and as well as condos. So here's a trend line of average prices since July of 2020 to 2024, and we can see how the market has come along. And here you can see there's a bit of where the market went off the charts, and this is where the Bank of Canada stepped in and they introduced multiple interest rate hikes, and we can see a downward pressure onto the prices. And after that, market has kind of hovered along, but here in the month of April, May of 2023, we again saw the market became hot, and this is where again Bank of Canada stepped in and they introduced a couple of interest rates, that is the month of June and July of 2023. And after that, again, we can see a downward pressure onto the prices, and market has kind of hovered along. And if we do a year-over-year comparison, that is from October 23 to October 24, the prices have more or less remained flat. And if we do a month-over-month comparison, the prices have more or less remained flat. We have seen a slight growth, but not too much of a growth. So going forward, what's going to happen down the line, or how the market is going to play out, to be honest, the real answer is no one exactly knows. But chances are we will see a slow and steady growth, which is a good thing. But it also depends how Bank of Canada, how aggressively they will cut the rates further. So I hope I was able to give you some value today. And if you have any questions about real estate, you can book a call with me. I would be happy to talk and answer all the questions. And please subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel to grow. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.